Holzman.
Commissioner Coleman is here.
And thank you, Commissioner Coleman. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get started. Let's go on the record. First, I would ask that everyone please mute themselves unless they are speaking. That'll cut down on the background noise and prevent some feedback from happening. Today is June 26, 2023. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Confluence River's utility operating company's general rate increase application, and that is file number WR-2023-0006. The Commission regulates the rates that are charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The Commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. There are 5 commissioners. They are appointed by the governor and confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. Again, my name is Charles Hatcher. I'm the regulatory law judge and will preside over this hearing. And again, for the record, with me today are Commissioners Maida Coleman, Jason Holzman, and Glenn Kolkmeyer. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of the witnesses will be recorded by the court reporter and are given under oath. The commissioners are not, have not made any decisions in this case, and therefore cannot answer any questions. They have to remain impartial until after all of the evidence is introduced. Let's go ahead and start with our introduction of counsel for Confluence. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. David Woodsmall on behalf of Confluence River Utility Operating Company.
Thank you, Mr. Woodsmall. And for the staff of the commission?
Thank you, Your Honor. Kevin Thompson for the staff of the Missouri Public Service Commission, P.O. Box 360, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102.
And for the Office of the Public Counsel?
John Kleiser on behalf of the Missouri Office of the Public Counsel. Thank you.
Thank you all. Normally, I would have a list of witnesses and we would just call down that list. Today, I do not have a prepared list of witnesses. So what I'm going to do is just ask that anyone who's in the audience who would like to give their testimony to the commissioners to speak up. And what I'll do then is swear you in and we will get you started with your testimony. If multiple people speak up, I'll assign a list at that point in time and we'll go down that list. Is there anyone on the call? And I understand that lots of questions and answers have already been taken care of. That was what the very first part of this meeting was for. This part is the testimony to let the commissioners know what your feelings are, what your thoughts are. The commissioners and myself, we don't get to attend that first part with the question and answers. So if there's anything particular that you would like to say to the commissioners, please speak up and now will be that time. If you're on a phone, it is *6 to unmute. If you called in, press star and the number 6, number 6. Okay, I will read off my typical closing announcement about how to give some comments just in case anyone is feeling a little extra introverted or they know some friends who weren't able to be here. But then I will come back and I will ask if there's anyone here who would like to make any comments.
Your Honor,
yes.
One person appears to have unmuted.
Excellent. If they can go ahead and say your name.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Steve Ray.
And how do you spell your name for the court record, please?
Okay, it's Stephen with a PH, S-T-E-P-H-E-N, Last name is Ray, R-A-Y-E.
Thank you. And I'm going to swear you in and then ask if you'd like to give your comments. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And please go ahead.
Thank you. I live in the Fox Run subdivision, which is located in Clay County, just outside of Kearney, Missouri, the home of Jesse James. We are a 40-lot subdivision of 1.5 to 2 acre lots. We have a sewer treatment plant that is serviced now by Confluence Rivers. It's a gravity leach field type of a plant. Recently, they did do some upgrades to the site, a new culvert, a blacktop road back to it and that. But as far as any actual work on the treatment facility, I don't think anything's been performed. We were originally serviced by Central Rivers. Then in 2022, I believe it was, Elm Hills purchased it from Central Rivers. At that time, Central Rivers, the agreement that we had with them was for our monthly fee. It included all of our sewer treatment facility operations. It also included an annual cleaning of our filter system and our equipment. We have a tank outside of our home that has a pump in it. When the tank gets to a certain level, the float kicks on the pump kicks it out to the main line, and it goes down to the treatment plant. Included in our monthly fee was an annual cleaning where they would come out and spend a good 1.5 to 2 hours cleaning filters, checking wiring, all that and everything. When Elm Hills took over, that service went away. We also had a line that we could call for 24-hour emergency service, and they would come out and help us out. Now, that was an additional cost, but we had a higher degree of a level of service in that with Central Rivers prior to Elm Hills. That went away. Our rates continued the same. Then Elm Hills apparently was purchased by Confluence Rivers, and now they are proposing currently it's $44.81 a month, and they're proposing if they get everything $82.96 a month. We have suffered diminished services. We're kind of on our own. We've been kind of left holding the bag, and I must strongly object to any sort of a rate increase. This has kind of turned from my perspective into this is like a cash cow for whoever owns it. There's minimal investment in doing anything, and they just collect checks. So just wanted to go on the record. Thank you for listening to me and my wonderful little rant, and thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And we appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Were there any commissioner questions for Mr. Ray? Okay, I'm going to move on. I did see another unmuted call in. Is anyone else wanting to speak this evening and testify to the commissioners?
Yes.
Go ahead and state and spell your name for the court reporter, if you would. I think you might have just muted yourself. It's *6 to unmute if you're on a telephone. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Amy Trummer. It's AMYTRUMMER.
And Ms. Trummer, I'm going to swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. If you would please go ahead.
So I have lived in Glen Meadows for 4 years, and when we moved into Glen Meadows, it was under the water and sewer was under Divine Homes or Don Collier, and So with that being said, we had a lot of issues. I live back on Glen Eagle. You couldn't have your windows open because of the stench. You couldn't, our water was always rusty. It was just, you know, there was a lot of issues. I personally reported Don and Divine to the Department of Natural Resources multiple times, along with other residents, just because of the health hazard of water. And sewage is a big issue. I guess my concern about the rate increase is I feel like we are having to pay for Don Collier's negligence and for Divine's negligence. When Confluence took over and bought it, yes, we realized that we might get meters and rates might go up that way. We understood that, and we understood that they had to do some upgrades. But the letter that was sent out, because the upgrades ended up being so much higher than originally thought, I guess. Now, I just do not agree with paying for something that was neglected for years. I mean, many, many years. And that's all.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Thank you, Ms. Trummer. I do appreciate you also taking the time out of your day to be here and talk with the commissioners. Are there any commissioner questions for Ms. Trummer? Okay, hearing none, we'll
Your Honor?
move on. Yes,
Sorry, John Kleiser. Can I
Yes.
pose a question to the witness?
yes.
Ms. Tremor, you mentioned several issues with the service quality while it was being owned by the prior owner. After Confluence took possession of the system, have you noticed any change in the service quality?
I have noticed that we haven't had rust in our water. It hasn't been as rusty. That's on my end. I have noticed some people have just yesterday said that their water was brown. A lot of people I've noticed that our water pressure is not super strong. And I think that that's another reason I had to pick up my son, so I apologize for coming in late. I think that's another reason why there's a concern about the other subdivision maybe tapping in, is because our water pressure is all over the place. It's either okay or it's low in our homes. But as far as the stench, I will tell you, I have not, it's been only here and there with the smell. And I actually talked to a gentleman that came to my door because one of our residents reported that there was waste in the creek, and I called Confluence, and they did send somebody out, and he came to my door, very nice gentleman, and he said that they were going to have the creek pumped out because there was waste from the previous owner still in there, I guess. I don't know why there'd still be waste in there from the previous owner if it was there originally, but I don't do that I don't know. But they did come. They were on top of the issue. They're apparently pumping it out this week, and then we need to have a really good rain to get rid of the rest of it. Other than that, as far as I haven't had rusty water. Unfortunately, more neighbors are not on this call. But on Facebook, everybody posts pictures of the rusty water and of the pressure. So, I mean, I wish people would step up and get on the call.
Thank
But
you.
anyways,
I have no further.
that's the answer. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. I have no further questions, and I'm sure the judge will instruct at the end of this on how those customers might be able to make comments if you want.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions for Ms. Trummer? Okay, are there any other witnesses in attendance that would like to speak?
Yes, I would.
Yes, if you could please state and spell your name for our court reporter.
Sure. Jan Jan, Given, Givan. And I
Can you
just
spell that
wanted
last
to
name
put
for
in-
me again?
Certainly, Givan.
All right, and let me swear you in, Ms. Gibbon. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I just wanted to put in my comments in regards to the rate increase that I do object to it. I'm in Branson Cedars, and the amount is just a blanketed amount without meters. And I have a home that I do not rent, and I only occupy about a third of the year. And I pay the same amount as everyone else that has possibly up to 16 guests a night. So I just wanted to put in my comments about not being happy about a rate increase.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I thank you also for taking time to join our meeting this evening. Are there any questions for Ms. Gibbon? All right. Are there any other, anyone else in attendance tonight that would like to testify? Okay, I'm going to give my closing announcement, which is how to contact the commission, just in case you change your mind or know of someone who couldn't be here tonight. And after that, I will call one last time for any in-person testimony. You can make written comments to the Public Service Commission by going to the commission's webpage, and that's psc.mo.gov. And in the upper right-hand corner is a link that says Submit Comments. And just make sure that you include the file number for this case, and that is WR-2023-0006. And those comments are open. You can also send a letter in to the commission via snail mail. You can contact the Office of the Public Counsel. Their email address is mopco@opc.mo.gov. And I think that was everything. Are there, I'm going to return now and ask if there's anyone else on our WebEx meeting that would like to testify. Okay, before we adjourn, are there any closing comments from our commissioners?
Your Honor, this is Amy Trummer. I missed the first way to get a hold of you guys for other people.
Oh, you mean for the Office of Public Counsel? The email is mopco@opc.mo.gov.
Okay. All right. So
Judge,
you just send an email there?
Yes. Let me see if I can get you an email for staff as well.
While he's looking that up, I would
Yes.
point out that the contact information should be on the notice that you received that included how to get on this call. So at the bottom of that should have the mailing address for both, I believe, staff and OPC, if you want to send written comments that way. And you can also find our telephone number online, and they should be listed on that sheet as well.
Yes, excellent point. Thank you, Mr. Kleiser.
Thank you very much. And is there a deadline?
The hearing for the case is scheduled for August. So up until then, it would be a good time to submit any of your comments. I think we start on August 10th. Okay, I'll ask the audience one last time before we go. Are there any other persons that wish to testify? Okay, I would like to thank everyone for taking the time to be here, all of the council, the commissioners, and all of our witnesses and attendees. We're going to go ahead and adjourn the hearing at this time, and we'll go off the record.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you all.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, commissioners.
Thank you, Judge.